Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Our honourable guest, Professor Technologist Dr. Haryani Harun, Assistant Vice Chancellor, College of Computing, Informatics and Media UiTM Malaysia. Dr. Shazli Mohammed carry out the duties of the Dean of Academic and Internationalization, Professor Technologist Dr. Muhammad Norman Masri, Dean of Research and Innovation, Mr. Muhammad Nazrul Muhammad Amin, Dean of Student Affairs, Dr. Muhammad Khairul Nizam Zaini, Dean of Industry, Community and Alumni Network, Associate Professor Dr. Ahmad Ziaul Saufi Muhammad Japri, Head of the School of Mathematical Sciences, College of Computing, Informatics and Media UiTM, Mr. Mananov Nazirullah, Head of the International Cooperation Department of Presidential Education Institutions, Uzbekistan, Mr. Abrobek Otanazarov, representative from the Agency for Presidential Education Institution, Uzbekistan, our honourable guest, our honourable speaker, Associate Professor Dr. Azmin Sham Rambely, representative from Malaysian Mathematical Sciences Society Bersama, professors, lecturers and all participants. Assalamualaikum and good evening to all. Before we begin, let's start with the recital of Ummul Kitab Al-Fatihah. Amin amin ya rabbal alamin. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to welcome everyone to the last session and the closing ceremony of the Malaysia-Uzbekistan STEM webinar series organized by the School of Mathematical Sciences, College of Computing, Informatics and Media UiTM Malaysia, co-organized by the Agency for Presidential Education Institution Uzbekistan and Malaysian Mathematical Sciences Society Bersama. I am Natasha, a master student from UiTM. I will be responsible for hosting today's webinar session. Ladies and gentlemen, for your information, Malaysia-Uzbekistan STEM webinar series has been conducted live via Webex and the official YouTube channel of School of Mathematical Sciences, College of Computing, Informatics and Media UiTM for 5 weeks starting on the 13th January 2023. And praise to Allah Subhanahu Wa Taala, today we have been graced by the chance to gather in the last webinar session for this series. Before we begin with the talk by our honourable guest speaker, I am very much delighted to invite our honourable guest, Professor Technologist Dr. Haryani Harun, the Assistant Vice Chancellor of College of Computing, Informatics and Media to give a few words. Please welcome Prof.
Thank you, Natasha. I hope everyone can hear me well. Yeah. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and a very good evening to all the participants, especially to Mr. Manavov Nazirullah, the head of the International Cooperation Department, the Agency for Presidential Education Institutions, Uzbekistan, Mr. Abrobek Otanazarov. I think we met last time when I was in Uzbekistan. Yeah, the representative from the Agency for Presidential Education Institution, Uzbekistan, the Honorable Speaker, Associate Professor Dr. Azmin Sham Rambely, from the Faculty of Science Technology, University Kebangsaan Malaysia, who is also the representative from the Malaysian Mathematical Sciences Society, or known as PRISMatik. Not forgetting the Dean from the college, Dr. Shazlin Muhammad, Professor Technologist Dr. Muhammad Norman Masrid, Mr. Muhammad Nazrul Muhammad Amin, Dr. Muhammad Khairul Nizam Zaini, and also Associate Professor Dr. Zia Ul Shaufi Muhammad Jabri, who is the head for the School of Mathematical Sciences for the College of Computing, Informatics and Media, and also for the Program Director of the STEM Webinar Series 2023, Dr. Nur Izzati Hamdan. And not forgetting all the academic staff, the Secretariat of the STEM Webinar Series, and all respected ladies and gentlemen who are here tonight. In Malaysia, it is a night time. I think in Uzbekistan, the time might differ a little bit, yeah? Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, I am very proud to be part of this prestigious Malaysia-Uzbekistan STEM webinar series. Science, technology, and mathematics have always been the backbone for our college. There is the College of Computing, Informatics, and Media, where we explore the theoretical underpinnings of innovation, as well as develop practical solutions based on the foundation of science, math, and also technology. There is bountiful of knowledge to be learned, and therefore, my heartiest thanks and welcome to everyone for attending this knowledge sharing session. Well done to the School of Mathematical Sciences from the College of Computing, Informatics and Media, and as well as the Agency for Presidential Education Institution, Uzbekistan, and Malaysian Mathematical Sciences Society, PRISMatik, for organizing this very meaningful and successful event. I'm sure this platform serves as a very powerful medium in promoting awareness among the school students on the importance of STEM in their daily lives. Consequently, this program is able to strengthen the relationship between University Technology Mara, UITM, and educational institution in Uzbekistan. The series started beginning on the 13th of January 2023, and today I was told it is the concluding session after a very good, and we have a very strong followers over the 6 series. But I'm hoping that this is not the end. It is only the concluding, maybe the first part of the webinar. Yeah. So we are hoping that more collaboration, more webinars can be arranged after this. And over 150 participants were recorded for each live session, comprising of students, educators, and also general public. And at present, we have reached more than 3,000 views on the official School of Mathematical Sciences YouTube channel. This indicates a strong following and definitely an impactful knowledge sharing medium. Congratulations once more, and well done to all the committee members and also our partners from Uzbekistan. I feel very proud to see that although we are meeting virtually and we are very far apart, one in Malaysia and one in Uzbekistan, but we are leveraging on the available digital technology, and we are able to continue the pursuit of knowledge sharing with great enthusiasm. And this is proof of how STEM plays a very important role in teaching and learning process. Ladies and gentlemen, for today's last session, I do not like to say the word last many times. Yeah, let's say it for today's session. Yeah, we are very lucky to have Associate Professor Dr. Azmin Rambely, a representative from Malaysian Mathematical Sciences Society, or fondly known as PERSAMA, which is a prominent professional body in Malaysia. They make it their mission to preserve the interest in mathematical sciences involving teaching, learning, and its usability. She'll be talking about having fun with PRISMatik. Yeah, I'm sure we are going to have fun. Are you? Yeah. Thank you, Doctor, for your willingness to share your expertise with us tonight. I'm very grateful to all the experts who have shared their knowledge and teaching experience these past 6 weeks. I'm very sure that everyone, particularly the students, have benefited and gained new knowledge from this webinar and would keenly apply those knowledge in your learning. I hope that this will be the beginning of a continuous collaboration between the College of Computing, Informatics and Media, UITM, and Uzbekistan higher institutions. Again, I would like to thank the organizer who have worked hard, tirelessly, and professionally to make this webinar a great success. I look forward to meeting everyone in the next STEM webinar series. There's nothing I believe in more strongly than getting young people interested in science and engineering for a better tomorrow for all humankind. That is a phrase from Bill Nye. With that, I end my speech with Wabillahi Taufiq wal Hidayah. Wassalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. And I hope everyone will enjoy the webinar tonight. Thank you.
Thank you.
Introduction to STEM. So what is STEM? I think everybody knows STEM is an acronym that stands for science, technology, engineering, and mathematics.
Physics, one of very essential law is Newton's. So we have 3 Newton's law.
During the MCO time, even though that we are at home, we still can get the good engagement with the students.
Is artificial intelligence as a disruptive technology. We have to take the opportunity to learn to how to embrace the new technology. So we have to adapt.
So this is mathematics. Okay, first student need to be able to draw a solid geometry net. So depends on the what types of solid geometry.
We have come up with the program which called as a Fun with Math, and we have produced 2 types of games.
As the lecturer in charge of the final year project for bachelor's degree students in mathematics, I would like to share some insights on the significance of the final year project in STEM education.
Thank you so much, Prof, for your inspiring speech. Before we move on, I would like to invite Mr. Marnanos Nazirullah, the head of the International Cooperation Department of Presidential Education Institution, Uzbekistan, to give a few words. Please welcome Mr. Mananov.
Assalamu alaikum and good evening, dear professors, dear colleagues, our dearest students, ladies and gentlemen. It is a great pleasure and honor for me to be here today with you at this webinar, at the closing ceremony. That was the whole series of the webinars was a great initiative that was conducted together with the colleagues, and we would like to also thank the Embassy of Uzbekistan in Malaysia, who helped us in partnering with you and with the in taking the chance to meet our students. And we highly appreciate our cooperation between our organizations, the University of Technology MADA, PERSAMA, and everyone who was related to this very important project. To be honest, I myself and my colleagues have been watching this series ourselves, and it was so much interesting for all of us, even for us adults. We learned a lot. We have seen the interest from our students who gain a lot of theoretical and practical knowledge. Even though it is a closing ceremony, we strongly believe that it's only the beginning of our cooperation, and we strongly believe that there will be a lot of more series of this kind of webinars. But I do also hope that we will be in touch not only via internet, but also we'll have a chance to meet with all of you in person in Uzbekistan and in Malaysia. We'll be always happy to host our colleagues from Malaysia and Uzbekistan. I know that some of you have already had a chance to visit Uzbekistan and see our schools. Once again, thank you very much on behalf of the Agency for Presidential Educational Institutions. We're looking forward for our further projects. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mr. Mananov. We look forward to the possibility of working with the Agency for Presidential Education Institutions, Uzbekistan, again in the near future. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to seek your cooperation to turn on the camera and ready for the photo session. We will wait for a few seconds to get everyone ready. Can all of you turn on the camera? Okay, now 1, 2, 3, smile.
Trial. Trial.
Okay, there are some that trying to turn on their camera. Okay, smile. Okay, thank you everyone for being so cooperative. Okay, so before we begin today's webinar session, I would like to remind all participants that you are very much welcome to ask any questions to the speaker through the Webex chat panel and also in the YouTube comment section. You may send in your questions at any time during the presentation, and all questions will be addressed during the Q&A session at the end of the talk. Ladies and gentlemen, now let me introduce our honorable guest speaker for today, Associate Professor Dr. Azmin Sham Rambely, the representative from the Malaysian Mathematical Sciences Society, Persama. Dr. Azmin Sham is an associate professor at the School of Mathematical Sciences, Faculty of Science and Technology, University Kebangsaan Malaysia, UKM, and holds the position of Deputy Director of Academic Teaching and Learning at the Centre of Technology and Learning or Teaching UKM. She is also the head of the Ruhi Ilmu Science Mathematical Education Research Group, which is known as PRISMatik UKM since it was established in 2013. Today, she will be sharing her insights on having fun with PRISMatik. Are you? So without further delay, please join me in welcoming Associate Professor Dr. Azmin Sham Rambely. The floor is yours, Doctor.
Thank you, Natasha. Am I clear? Can you hear me clearly?
Yes, Doctor.
Okay, great. Thank you, Natasha, and everyone who's here. And I'm going to start with Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. It's great to be here. So I would like to ask permission to share my screen. It takes a few minutes.
Sure, Doctor.
I'm at home now, so and the cats are with me. Hopefully, they are not interrupting the sessions. Now, can you see my slides?
Yes, Doctor.
Okay, great. Okay, as being introduced, the title of my presentation is Having Fun with PRISMatik. At the end of the session, I will ask, are you? Okay, so I'm going to start with a short story, a little story actually, about my experience with students participated in our maths camp. We call it as a maths camp. PRISMatik is the research group that do these programs. Okay, we organized many camps and students participated from from primary schools and secondary schools. And some of them are from good schools, for example, the MRSM, the boarding schools, and some of them are from rural areas. But one thing I found is the same from all of these students. Okay, of course, during the camps, we were supported by our students, the university students, first year to third year. That was the third year. Now we are doing it for fourth year. Okay, they are our facilitators with the students. They work with the students closely, and I always say that treat them as in Bahasa we call it a kakak and abang, or brothers and sisters. Or since Korean is popular now, so just like Oppa and Uni, to the participants so that they will be close. Right, so despite these many camps, of course we are tired of organizing the camps because sometimes every weekends or minimum once in a month we have this camp. But I felt satisfied when the students said, that relief everything, even though we feel tired, but hearing the sound from the students, hopefully that meant they understood what we explained to them regarding the question that they asked. Maybe from the activity, we explained to them and they understood. So that's how the sound came about. So that's what's satisfying. Even though it's from different schools, different kind of students, good. I don't say bad students, but from the rural area, but all of them are the same.
Okay, so that's the short story. So that's what keep us going, organizing this camp. All right, so tonight I'm going to share a bit on what we did in the camp. Hopefully, students have a bit of fun, have a bit of taste of what we did in the camp. Okay, and I hope this will inspire with the sharing of these activities. I hope this will inspire the students, teachers, if you are here, as well as the administrators, because I hope that you can see the importance of these activities to spark student interest, especially in math subject. Okay, so the research interest or research focus for our group. Okay, mainly we would like to cultivate interest in the community, especially the school students. And also since most of the students think that maths is a very hard subject, so we hope that we can make a paradigm shift in the subject of mathematics, as well as to popularize the mathematics among the public. So we did a program with the parents, invite the parents, because the parents will fund the student, or they will encourage, or they will influence what the students will take. Of course, we hope that these activities will encourage students to specialize in science stream, the STEM, and also the main important thing is to demonstrate the role and position of mathematics in everyday life, so that they don't feel burdened with the mathematics. So that is what a PRISMatik is. Okay, so this is our group. I'm not working alone. Okay, so we have a group of lecturers from our faculty, the Faculty of Science faculty. And also the cliques from Maths Department, Statistics Department, and our cliques from FSP, the biologists, the biologists, the chemistry lecturers, the physicists. Okay, all come together to offer programs or modules for this camp. And we have also colleagues from engineering schools and education faculty. And of course, to do this program, we should have money. So these are some of our funders, and the big ones. That's why they are here. So these are our funders. Of course, Ministry of Education, Petro Science, and some of them. Okay, so let's. Okay, so these are the modules that we offer. The name in Bahasa. Okay, some of them are Max Floris, Jom Crypto based on the cryptology. Segitiga Pascal is Pascal Triangle. Fractal from Fractals. Ethno-Maths, Ethno-Mathematics. GEAR stands for Geometry, Analysis and Recreation. Chemistry Blaster, of course from chemistry. Chef Mathematics, this is for primary schools. Sifira, actually it is Sifir A, so we call it as Sifira. Tak Super Tapi Sama, this is the power of abstraction. iRobot, of course, from engineering school, deal with robotic sensors, IoT, and Manjanic, it is Catapult in English. And I want to touch about, definitely this is from biology. Saya Khwarizmi, I am Khwarizmi, so it is a programming module. Kestabilan keseimbangan is the stability, and we teach them the center of gravity, things like that, and fun with microbes. So these are some of them, not all. Okay, so these modules are designed. We got the copyright for these two modules, the Maths Camp Discovery, and also Mathematics Awesome Camp. Okay. The Mathematics Awesome Camp is for primary schools, while the Mathematics Camp Discovery for secondary schools. So these modules are designed to encourage the development of mathematical skills, logic thinking, reasoning, self-confidence. After they do many times, they gain confidence from that, and also perseverance, which means that they keep trying to solve the problem. So we hope all these the qualities are embedded in the modules, and it makes maths fun. So that is the important thing. Okay. So we how do we do it? Through kinesthetic and also tactile learning styles. Okay, where students learn by touching, building, drawing. They build things, and by doing it. Okay, we hope when they learn by doing it, they will a deep learning will occur. Okay, of course, we give a brief explanation to them before they start, just a few minutes, maybe about 5 minutes, then they play. So that is the important part. Most of the time, they will play. So that's what they think. They are playing with the mathematical object. They don't realize that they are learning mathematics behind all the activities. Okay, so as I said, at the same time, I'm going to share this later. One of our park, the Fern Park, which is the third biggest fern park in the world, located in UKM. So we use that. We bring students to go to the Fern Park. We tell them that you're going to learn maths in this fern park. So they look very puzzled because they cannot see anything. So that's happened, and later we go back to the activity room and we explain what is inside the living lab. All right, so this is one of the example. Of course, this is not ours. This is Can. You can get it from online. We use this to warm up session. Okay, so this is as a warm up session. All right, we have the ice breaking session, and then follows by Can, Kakuro, and Slithering, three games. Okay, so this is Can. I hope most of I think most of the students have heard about this Can. Or Sudoku, something like Sudoku. Can is something like Sudoku. Okay, so for example, we have these 3 by 3 matrices on the left. I put the numbers already because I animate it, but it doesn't work. But anyway, okay, we have this a square matrix. It can be 3 by 3, 4 by 4. The largest is maybe 9 by 9 size, and there are some numbers in it. So what student should do is fill in the blank. Actually, on the left there are blank spaces. So look at sorry, on the right. Okay, look at the right matrix first, or box first. Okay, so we have these blank boxes with these heavy lines around it. So that is the cage. And we should fill the numbers. If the size is 3 by 3, then the maximum number that you can use is 1, 2, 3. Okay, and we have operations in the cage. For example, on the right side, we have 6 plus with 3 boxes in it. So we have to use 3 numbers that following the instructions or the operations stated, 6 plus, which means that you have to use, you have to add the 3 numbers, make up 6. Okay, but the rule is the number cannot appear either in row or column repeatedly. Okay, for example, sometimes we have this, we call it as free box, where it says 1. So it doesn't have any operation, so you just write the 1, and the same goes to the 3, number 3. I'm talking about the matrix on the left. Okay, so and then you should fill in the numbers. For example, let's say we choose the 3 plus. So we know that 2 numbers add up to 3. Okay, first I just want to say that if you look at the PISA results, our young Malaysians scored lower than the Uzbek students. So Some of them even 14, 16 years old. It's very hard to them to count, to multiply. So those are the weeks one. Usually we were invited to do this program to entertain these weak students. Hopefully we change their perceptions on mathematics. So that's why this is the warm-up. All right, so let's say the 3 plus again, the boxes on the left below the 3 plus means that adding 2 numbers becomes 3. So we have 1 and 2. So you can put in any order. It doesn't matter whether you put 1 on the left or 2 on the left, but you have to follow the instructions. So since 1 is at the top of that cell, so 1 cannot be there, so we have to write 2. Okay, so there will be 1, 2. Next one on the left, we have a 3 plus again. Okay, work vertically. So we know that we should put 1, 2, but if we look at horizontally, there's 1 at the black number 1. So we cannot put 1 there, so it must be 2. So somehow they have to think what to put the numbers in the cage. Okay, then as you can see at the below lines or the third rows, we have 3, 1, 2. The numbers cannot be repeated. So I hope you can complete the box. And the right hand side, do you think you can do that? The right hand side can problem. Okay, usually we start with the smaller number 1. So, okay, so 1 must be 3 and 2. Okay, so you can put it in any order, and then you can solve for 2 minus, and then the 5 plus, and finally the 6 plus. Actually, you are free to choose any cage that you want to solve first. So the second example is involve 2 operations, the plus and minus. So anybody, do you have the answer? I hope you get the answer. I cannot see. Do you get the answer? Oh. Somebody raised his hand. Do you want to try? Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, I have the answer if I can.
Yeah, you just read the numbers.
So 6 plus is the 3, 1, and 2.
Can you read it by row? The first row, the second row?
So the first row is the 3, the second 1, and at the center is 2.
Great, yeah.
In
the top right corner?
1 minus is 1 and 2.
Great.
And 2 minus is 3 and 1.
Great.
5 plus is 2 and 3.
Yeah. Excellent.
I still know mathematics.
Excellent. Okay, so these are the simpler ones. Okay, for example, we have this involve 2 operations of multiplication and division. So can you try?
I think no.
It's okay. Somebody else? Do you want to try? Somebody else? You can have 1 to 2 minutes to do this.
They are too logical, you know.
We have 3 at the center, so it's a free cell. Just write 3. Anybody who got the answer? Want to share? Anybody want to share? It's okay. I think you can take your time. Okay, I'm going to explain the right hand side. So this is Kakuro. Okay, Kakuro works the same as can, where we have these numbers indicated around the squares. For example, 30, we have 4 cells vertically. So you have to, okay, in this case, you can use numbers from 1 to 9 to fill in the boxes. But with the same rules, the numbers either horizontally or vertically, they cannot be repeated. Okay, and if we have at the center, we have number 16, 11, 10, and 4. So we call it as a block, whereby you can use the same number across or horizontally if you want to answer 11 and 10 on the other side. Okay, but it works the same as can, but quite a different game. Okay, and the other one is slithering, but I don't show that. All right, so next one is Sephira. Sephira is a board game, a mathematical board game, whereby if you it consists of a cage, a black cage, and also the spherical balls, colored spherical balls. This color actually we take from rainbow color because after we interviewed students, they prefer to use rainbow colors. And then we add in the apple color, the brown color, and pink. Those are the favorite colors after we do some interviews with students. So after you rearranging all these balls, the spherical balls, it will be like a multiplication table. Okay, this helps students who doesn't like multiplication. Usually, what happened in our class used to be students have to stand up and then read or recite the multiplication. That's how we push students to memorize. But students nowadays, they don't like to memorize, so we make it as a game. And in this game, what they do is they have to follow this procedure. Open the box, take out the cage, the black cage, and then close back the box, and the balls are inside, and then shake the box. Okay, so when students shake this box, you can see students feels very excited, and the room will be so noisy with shaking of the box. And next, we have to shout to ask them to stop, and they open the box, put back the cage inside one of the leaf of the box, and play. Okay, so how do they play? They have to rearrange. So they have to, with a strategy, they have to be faster, and some of them try to rearrange the balls very neatly, and they have to rearrange according to multiplication 1 to 10. But we only have balls from 1 to 10, and for multiplication of 1, for 2, 2, for 2, for 6, 2, 4, 6, 8, and etc. And the same goes for multiplication of 3, 3, 6, 9, etc. And we will ask them, where can you see multiplication of 12? Okay, and they have to calculate using the numbers, whatever appears on the board after they rearrange it. Okay, we found that actually when we have quite a survey to our students because we want to see the impact of each of the modules, and Sephira ranked number 1. Okay, Sephira was rated the best activity among all the other activities. Second comes Math Explorers. Okay, with this Sephira, you can see the students playing it at their comfortable positions. They like to work on the floor, you know, sometimes they are lying down. It's up to them. They are free to have any kind of position that they like. Okay, we have varieties of games using this Sephira board. Some of them are bingos. These are all created by our students. Math Scrabble, just like a word Scrabble, so they can do math Scrabble. They have to calculate very fast and to produce this equation on the board. War games, this is quite favorite. A puzzle, tangram, tower building, as well as drawing. Okay, this is the example of so-called drawing that I said just now. Just to harness their creativity, and also like IQ game, we can also play with using this as Sephira board. And this is example of on the left, example of the tower building. Okay, and on the right is the example of the tangram. The tangram. Okay, we specify all these mathematical objects, for example, squares, triangles, rectangles, the parallelogram. So they have to do these shapes using the balls, and so this is one of the example. Okay, next we have origami. Actually, origami we have it in Maxplores module. Professors from Japan, Prof. Maslina, her colleague from Japan came to UKM and teach us how to make this mathematical shape. So we are doing origami using with the mathematical object, okay, to produce mathematical object. Okay. So these are some of the activities that we did in the National Science Centre. Okay, I mentioned about Fractal just now, where we bring students to the fun park. So students learn from the object that they see in the fun park. Usually they will be puzzled when we say that there are mathematical objects in this fun park. And if they see around, they can see trees, the clouds, and also whatever that we eat, like broccoli, the cauliflower, the pineapple, and from whatever that they have, we bring back to the activity room and to do this 1D, 2D, and 3D fractals. Okay, of course, we brief a bit on the self-similarity concept. Okay, we brief a bit on the self-similarity concept, which is the small part. For example, in this fern leaf, the small part is the small part of the leaf looks similar to the whole the fern leaf. So that is the similarity, self-similarity concept that we introduce to them. And then we ask them to generate a complex pattern from a simple pattern. Okay, so this is what they are doing. So we start with the one-dimensional object, two-dimensional, and three-dimensional object. So the objective is to introduce in programming, the iterations in programming. Okay, so let's start. Let's try to do it. Okay, this is a simple pattern, a triangle. For primary school students, we put points or the midpoints. You can see the 3 points on the sides of the triangles. So for primary school students, we put these midpoints, but for secondary schools, we don't put these midpoints. We ask them what is the midpoint, and then put the midpoints on the sides of the triangles. And we introduce the definition, mathematical definitions of the midpoints. And then we ask them to connect the midpoints, the 3 midpoints together, and take out the triangles that they produce after connecting the 3 points. For primary school students, we ask them to color the triangle, the new obtained triangle. And then we, after that, after they color the new obtained triangle, they can see they have 3 smaller triangles. Okay, after the first process. So that is the first iteration. And we ask them to repeat the second iteration repeat the same process to all the 3 triangles. And that is the second iteration, and repeat it again. So If you want to try, you can try. I'm going to proceed. Okay, so this is what they have, what they produce after they do many iterations. Okay, and later we collect all these all the triangles that they have done and put on the board, and they can say that the triangles that they did is similar to these bigger triangles that we put together all the triangles. So this is the concept of a fractal, and that is one-dimensional, and we move to two-dimensional where we give a paper and we ask them to cut. We give instructions to cut the paper, and the right-hand side is the production of the 3D fractals. Sorry, the 2D fractals. Is similar to the one-dimensional fractal. Okay, and for the 3D fractals, what we do is we give students marshmallow. They want to eat it, of course. Some of them is for eating, and some of them we give marshmallows and toothpick and ask them to build a tetrahedron. And some of them never heard of this tetrahedron, so now they learn the tetrahedron. So later, if there are 5 or 4 people in the group, they will combine this tetrahedron, and this on the left is what they produce. And so this is one tetrahedron. For the other group, we're going to combine that tetrahedron. So now they will become something like this, but it is in a 3D form. Okay, right. So that is fractal, and of course we introduce fractals not only in the fern just now, with the fractals that we can find in clouds. We can see in clouds, and also we can find fractals in nature, in ourselves especially. So we do hope that students will appreciate nature better and relate nature with mathematics. Okay, and later we introduce students with these sets, the Mandelbrot and also Julia sets, as well as the fractal ANOVA. Okay, so this is interesting. Okay, after they finish the I forgot to explain. After they finish with this, the first exercise with one-dimensional fractal, we go to the computer lab. We generate the fractals, and they can see this Mandelbrot set. One of the examples. Okay. Next, we have this gear. Gear is the geometric and analysis recreation. Okay, this is one of the example. The left-hand side is in Malay. We have this so-called riddle. Okay, I translate it in English. Okay, a princess meets an incarnated frog, and the princess read a poem of wisdom. "Oh frog, you incarnate the handsome prince of my dreams. I rotate it clockwise, a 90 degrees angle of rotation. Go back to where you came from, zam zam alakazam." And then the frog continued to change to its original form. So we ask the students to draw the original shape of this frog in the square above, using this poem of wisdom. So what do you think? You can enlarge the screen. What do you think the original form of the frog? Is it a charming prince? So what do you have? Anybody? Very good. It is a horse. It's not a charming prince. All right, and we have the exercise. All right. So this is we call it as Gua Ajaib, or a magic cave, where we hope this activity can expand students. We let students to explore the geometric representations of lines in the form of sets. So we have these sets, and they have to draw the lines, and they have to cut it using scissors. And later they will obtain a cave, a magical cave, And this magical cave, they can walk through from the head to the toe. And not only one student fit in this cave, but two students fit in this cave. All right, so that's the one of the another example. So this is also a magic folding paper, not the origami, but this is a magic folding paper where students have to learn rotation, symmetry, etc. So this is young from the primary school students. They are very creative, and some of them, the secondary school, some of them they make Petronas Twin Tower from this cutting. Once they got the concept, they are able to produce very exciting form. Okay, next module is ethnomathematics. Also, we introduce to our students our heritage of maths measurement based on our culture. For example, a cubit, or in Bahasa it is hasta, which is the length of from the middle finger to the elbow, and we ask them to measure whatever around them, and we ask them to do a hill. Okay, within a hailing distance, they go some distance, then they can call on their group members. Okay, so that's what it meant by a hill. And also this is in Bahasa Sepemulok. I cannot find it in English. What it means is this is a picture in the middle, the size of reach of the embracing hand. So that is the Sepemulok. Okay, there are other activities that the student did in this module. Okay, next module is the Pascal Triangle. Okay, the Pascal Triangle is, in this example, this is a Pascal plus, where we have these 6 numbers, and students have to put these numbers in the Pascal Triangle on the right. Okay, but the rules is, for example, this is Pascal plus, so they have to follow the rules where the sum of the two adjacent, let's say in the we have 1, 2, 3 rows. Okay, rows with one number, the second row with 2 numbers, we're going to put the 2 numbers, and the third row with the 3 numbers. So the sum of the two adjacent numbers is equal to the numbers in the cell above the 2 numbers. Okay, so for example, in this case, of course, we put the bigger number at the top. So let's say that is the 12. So what is the number under that 12? Anybody? I cannot see a response from students. So if we put 12 at the top, what is the numbers, the two adjacent numbers below 12? Should be 5 and 7, right? 7 and 5. Okay, 5. So it doesn't, very, very good. Okay, so 5 and 7. So under 5, there should be 2 and 3, and under 7, very good, it should be 4 and 3, great. Okay, 2 and 3, so must be 3 and 4 lah. Okay, so that is the plus triangle. We have a more difficult problem, and they learn more than this. The next one is this catapult, okay, or in Manjanik in Bahasa. So catapult is an ancient, we got it from the ancient military device for throwing or shooting stones to the enemies. Okay, so students are given the ice cream sticks, a few of ice cream sticks, and a rubber band, and they are free to create their own catapult. Okay, and then we give them an eraser, a small eraser, just like a stone, and they have to practice. If they're satisfied with their product, the catapult, and they will compete in this war game, for example. Okay, and what we hope that the student can learn here is a statistic part where they understand the terms of accuracy, precision, bias, and also data collection. Okay, and this is Chef Mathematics. This is for primary school students, module for primary school students, where the students, the participants make their own cookies. This is also a favorite part of the students. They make their own cookies, and I bring back home to cook the cookies and bring to them the next day. Okay, in the process of making these cookies, they learn to sort. They learn to sort the liquid and also the flour, and they learn fractions. This is the important part. They learn fractions. For example, how to come up with, let's say in the recipe, they have to use 1 3/4 cup of flour, for example. So they have to think how to come up with this using the measuring cup. How do they come up with this 1 3/4 cup flour? If they are wrong, they have to go back to their group and discuss and come back to the facilitator to get the ingredients. All right, next we have this Jom Crypto. Okay, Jom Crypto is from cryptography, cryptology. Okay, where they decode and encode a secret code. Okay, we hope that this will harness talent of encoding and also breaking the codes using mathematical elements. Okay, the elements that we use, it depends on if they are from 14 years old. We follow the modules from 14-year-old maths curriculum. If they are 16 years old, then the question will be the functions will be quite difficult compared to the 14-year-old participants. So we are always following the curriculum. Okay, so using the scissor wheel, okay, let's try. I think most of you might see this scissor wheel. So can we try? Okay, I'm going to translate the question here. Okay, if the average of C, K, and J is H, then the average of K, U, A is, so what is the average of the K, U, A? Again? Okay, very good, excellent. Okay, so this is the simpler one. If we have about 1 hour to 1.5 hours to do each module. Like Sifira, we have 2.5 hours. Explorers, we have 3 hours. It depends on the modules. Usually this crypto or gear, we have about 1.5 hours. So they have to work from the easiest problem to a harder problem, which takes time. On the left, we have different numbers with different colors. They have to decode all these different colors using a scissor wheel, and they have to actually those are mathematical equations using the operations, and they have to solve it, and they give the answers. And next, we move to the next activity. Okay, so this is example of the Maxplores. Okay, for example, in Maxplores, students have to go from one station to the other stations, and they to work to go to the next station. They have to encode. They have to decode. Sorry, they have to decode a secret code that we give to them. For example, this below code. They have to decode. Of course, this is a short one. Usually they have a very, about half a page of the code, and they have to solve that riddle and move to the next station. Okay, so this is the problem. You are an agent of the Fibonacci mission group. Agent X1 is sending a secret code to agent X2 through an open internet channel to save a scientist. The code is important to free the scientist from the mafia gang. Okay, so you have to use the clues below to help agent X2 to complete the entire mission. Okay, so you have to encode this using shift the letters of the alphabet A, B, C, D to Z. With 5 letters forward, you have to shift A, 5 letters forward, so it will become F, and B become G, and so on. So using that secret code, so can you solve the code that appears on the screen? Anybody get the answer? Anybody get the answer? You can shout. No, it's a complete word. Yes. I just put some of the letters. It should be A to Z, A to Z, and you shift all the letters 5 letters forward. Okay, so those are the examples that I show, A, B, C, D, E, but actually you have to continue until alphabet Z. So anybody, you got the answer?
Is it PRISMatik?
Yeah, excellent. It is PRISMatik. Actually, this is not the questions in the game. We have a very long secret code that the students have to decode. Okay, so this is the Maxplorers. They have to move from one station to the other stations, and the station was chosen by the facilitators, and they have to find this. Usually we use this Greek alphabet because we want to introduce students with this Greek alphabet. So they have to search all around the faculty. For example, we did at the Faculty of Science and Technology, so they have to go around the faculty to find these symbols after they decode the secret code. That's why you can see they are everywhere around the faculty, and they are running because they are competing against each other. Okay, so the next the whatever on the left side is one of the problems. If you want to solve it, I think we still have time, maybe a few minutes. This is towards the end of the presentation. So let's say we have this this pattern. The first row, we have to fill in. You should think about producing a pattern. Let's say with one brick. With these bricks, we size 1 and 2. 1 and 2. The length is 2, and the shorter length is 1. Okay. So if we have 2 bricks, how many patterns can we produce? Okay, it shows if we have 2 bricks, we have 2 kind of patterns. If we have 3 bricks, then we have 3 kind of patterns. Okay, with the length of 3. Okay, what if we have 4 bricks? How many patterns do you think we have? You can try, because it is at the end of the almost to the end of the slides. 45 minutes already. So anybody, if we have 4 bricks, how many patterns can we produce? Anybody? Did you get the answer? During this activity, we can see students helping each other. The teamwork is there. Everybody is trying to solve the problems. Of course, in group. So this is what we hope students will do if they want to solve maths problem. So do they help each other? 5, very good. Yeah, 5 patterns. That is the answer. All right. And this is one of the examples again, the power of abstraction. And here we introduce Kelly's table and also some modular arithmetic, and we ask the students to solve it. Of course, this is from our course, the linear algebra, the linear algebra. We use the essence from the course to produce a module and introduce to the school students. Of course, for the secondary school students, not for the primary. And you'll be surprised, they can understand better, but they said that this is the hardest module. Of course, this is from university level. And what we found is our students who are the facilitators, they are comfortable with this course compared to students who didn't join PRISMatik. So in the results, the linear algebra course, they cannot score. Meanwhile, students from facilitators, they most of them got an A's for this course. All right, so this is example of fun with microbes. We have other modules as well. And I'm going to share the impact after the camp. So we have thousands of students participate in this camp. I think maybe around 10,000 already. So the result is saturated already, and 80% of the students says that their interest in mathematics increased. Okay, these are the students from do not like maths, and then they change their perspective after the camp. And 50% of them choose science stream. So we are glad that students, 50% of them choose a science stream, and 99% says that maths is relevant in the real life. And this is what one of our main objectives, okay, to show the rules of mathematics in life. Okay, and this is example of STEM's carnival where we involve our neighbors, from Serdang, Putrajaya, Nilai, Kajang, all come in UKM. We have half a day, and it's very hectic, and they ask for 1-day program. And these parents do all these kind of activities, and they find it very interesting. And this is what we hope the parents will influence the students to take a STEM subject. And it involves the whole faculty, not only this program, but involve the whole faculty in this program. And finally, we have testimony from students. We have at the end of the session, we have a reflection from students. For primary school students, from each module, we ask them to write reflection, because we want to teach them to digest what they have learned and write it in a very short sentences. And at the end, this from secondary school students, and students say that they hate maths, but after this program, they love maths. Most of them say something like that. Okay, and with that, I thank you. Terima kasih in bahasa to all the listeners far away from Uzbek. And are you have fun with PRISMatik?
Yes.
Alhamdulillah, I hope you have fun. All right, great. But I would like to request from the organizer to play a video. Can we have the video? This is a video of the recent camp. We have it in December last year, 16 to 18 of December last year. So can you play?
Give me your attention, baby. I gotta tell you a little something about yourself. You're not the flawless, ooh, you a sexy lady. But you walk around here like you wanna be someone else. Ooh, I know that you don't know it, but you're fine, so fine, fine, so fine. Ooh, oh girl, I'm gonna show you when you're mine.
Okay, with that, I thank you. And for your information, that was a 3 days and 2 nights camp at UKM. Right, thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Azmin, for an interesting talk and your valuable insights. Now she will answer some questions that were sent to us during the talk. As a reminder, you can still submit questions through the Webex chat panel or through the comment section in YouTube. So, Doctor, there are several questions. Do you commercialize your products such as the Sifira board at any platform?
Thank you. There is a very favorite questions from Malaysians as well. Yeah, we sell the board to whoever that interested in, and we also give to schools, especially the rural areas, from the rural areas, as a gift, just to encourage students. And usually they have to contact us, and usually we post to them. It doesn't happen internationally. It happens only in Malaysia.
All right.
And we also come up with, for your information, also come up with digital games based from the Sifira.
I see. Okay, next question. How do you get the idea to create such interesting game? Is it?
I think it meant for Sifira. If it is Sifira, it's from multiplication tables, because students, we find students, they have difficulty in memorizing the multiplication tables. So if they play with the multiplication table itself, that will encourage a student to somehow memorize better, not memorize the number, but memorize is pictorially in their brains. We found that using this technique, they want to do this memorizing in terms of playing with the board. And we get a response from parents that their students are getting better in mathematics because they can handle multiplication easily. That encourage students to solve maths. Talking about the other modules, actually we have a guest from Petronas Outreach Center. They asked us to come up with mathematical games. That was in 2009, and that's how we come up with this game like crypto, a few other games, the power of abstractions, and we do a simulations to one of the schools, of course the private school, because it's easy to go to the private schools. And we do an exercise with the students, and we found that we caught their attention to play with maths. So from there, we get invitation from our neighbor. For example, the schools, the secondary schools in Bandar Baru Bangi, where there are 400 students in Form 2, which is 14-year student, and 50% of them are failing. So they ask our help if we can do something with the students. That's how we come up with the modules.
I see. Okay, Doctor. So I think this is the last questions. Do you have any module that are suitable for university level?
Very good questions. Actually, since we come up with this module, so we can change the difficulty level. It's about the same, but we change the difficulty level. So we did for our first year students, during their orientation week, we have this kind of games where we increase the difficulty using the whatever that they should learn in higher level or tertiary level. So it's about the same activities, except the difficulty is we can change the difficulty level.
All right, okay. I think that's all for the Q&A session. Thank you again, Dr. Azmin, for answering those questions and for the meaningful sharing. On behalf of the College of Computing, Informatics and Media UiTM, once again, I would like to thank our honorable speakers, Associate Professor Dr. Azmin Sham Rambely, for such interesting talks and the introduction to the interesting games. It was a pleasure to have you with us today. Ladies and gentlemen, the link or QR code of the feedback on today's event is available in the Webex chat panel and YouTube comment section. Please fill in the feedback form and we would appreciate if you can complete that and provide your feedback for our future improvement. As a saying goes, to every beginning there is an ending. And now, the Malaysia-Uzbekistan STEM webinar series has come to its end. We would like to extend a special thanks to Mr. Abrobek for his efforts in ensuring the regular attendance of Uzbekistan students in our weekly webinars. Thank you, Mr. Abrobek, for your contributions. Once again, thank you everyone for gracing our event with your presence every week. We truly appreciate it. We also want to thank all speakers who shared their experience and knowledge in teaching and learning STEM subjects. On behalf of the organizing committees, I would like to apologize if we have done any mistake throughout the event. And before I end my duty, I want to take a moment to inform everyone about the upcoming event organized by the School of Mathematical Sciences, which is the International Day of Mathematics, IDM-UITM. The event will take place next month and will feature a range of exciting activities, including mathematical Olympiad, art competition, Reels challenge, and many more. And if you'd like to learn more about the event, please follow our official social media, Facebook account IDM-UITM. The links to our social media account is now available in the Webex chat panel and YouTube comment section. So don't forget to follow, like and share. So with that, I end my duty with wabillahi taufiq wal hidayah. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Goodbye and have a great day.
Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you, Dr. Azmin, for a very interesting talk. And thank you, Mr. Abror, for your cooperation for the past 6 weeks. We really appreciate it. And thank you to all students. On behalf of the committees, I would like to thank everyone, the students from the presidential schools, as well as the students and also the public viewers from Malaysia. I hope that we will be seeing each other again in our next webinar series, inshallah.
Thank you.